like bashing
Boom.
the bishop, choking the chicken, the knuckle shuffle, badgering the witness.
Skeeting the sheets.
Yeah, man, that's it. Keeping it light.
Oh my god. Yo, okay. So I feel like we live in a society where we have too much access to these filthy things, my guy. It's like from a very young age, bro. Listen, I'm about to go into full PSA mode.
No, I'm sitting
From a
comfortable.
very young age, yeah, man. From a very young age, you know, these kids, they have access to these phones, HD, 4K, all types of content. It's not good. It's not good for manhood. It's not good for the future. It's not good for achievement. It's not good for success. It's not good for perseverance. It's not good for ambition, man. It's the vital fluid of life. Anyway, well, you know what I'm talking about. No FAP, man.
There, go on.
What do you think of no FAP? What do you think?
Well,
what do you
actually,
think
I
of
want to
no
hear yours first before we go diving.
FAP? You want to hear mine first? Okay.
Come on.
Okay. I think personally, the way I see things in life in general is like I always try to like relate it to our ancestors and like the way people lived back in the day and the way we've been built to survive, right? Human beings were put on this earth. We have a brain, we have 2 legs, we have 2 arms, bang. We have energy, hormones, neurotransmitters, and with these things we're equipped to be able to hunt for our food, you know, do what we need to do to progress as a society, work together. You know, we have that brain that allows us to communicate with each other, and then boom, we communicate, we hunt, we use our physical faculties, our mental faculties to be able to, like, you know, progress as a society, move forward, do things. And like these things, they come from everything that we have inside of our body, man. I believe that it is there for a reason, and it is there. That's why there's 2 sexes as well in the human race. You have men with more testosterone, you have women with more estrogen, and they complement each other.
Yeah, but
And
what do you
men,
think?
we also happen to. Yeah, no, let me go.
Oh,
Men, we also happen. No, you need to let me go. You've been doing your monologues. Let me do mine now, bro.
I can't help
So-
it. It's...
You know, you can't help this, bro. You can't help this. Just don't fight it, bro. Let it happen.
Go.
So, you got your semen, bro. See, men have semen. Semen, the way I see it, bro. Cause I read a lot. You know I read a lot. Semen has a lot of nutrients inside of it, bro. Like zinc, manganese, selenium. I don't know like every percentage of everything, but there's a lot of things that are needed for semen. Like semen, the way it works basically is obviously you can produce a child with it, and this is just like one of the many things that semen can do. But the fact that it can create a child, another living being, should already tell you how powerful it is. Now, if you live normally as a normal human being, like, you don't need to be releasing every single day, okay? Especially not to people and pixels on the internet. That's the way that I see it. Honestly, I think the more semen you have in your body, man, the more energy it gives you as well. If you're every single day you're skeeting on your sheets, bro, I think you're like literally like draining.
Yeah, I think if you're doing it every day, then you've got some issues, man. I mean, if like don't get me wrong, if you're down route and you're in your hotel or
There's
something,
people who
and
do
you're
it more
like,
than that,
well,
bro.
I've watched my Netflix and now it's time to go to sleep. And then that ties in with the energy thing as well. It's like, you know, yeah, of course, like
Yeah.
most of the time you want to roll over and go to sleep. So no, I get all of that.
Like just take boxers for example. Take boxers, bro. 1 second. Take boxers.
Alright,
Boxers,
fighters.
every time they go on these 6 weeks before their fights, right?
Yeah.
You've noticed the trend, like they don't actually like, they don't have any sex at all. They don't release anything.
No sex before
It's
the
part
fight,
of
man.
it, bro. Nah, I mean no, because like it's about releasing as well, right? It's about releasing that as well. Because like they say that they say that if you don't release for a long period of time, you're actually stronger as a man. Because like you have more testosterone, you have more of certain nutrients inside of your body, and you're more like alert. Boom. Because apparently, like I was reading in a book, and I was reading an old ass book, and the book was saying something like, when your body is full of like, you know, the vital fluid. I don't want to keep saying semen every 2 seconds. Like it starts wanting to reproduce more because it's full of it, right? It's trying to release it. It's trying to make you mate with other females. So it'll put your attributes on display. So like for example, your skin will glow more. Okay, you will be more charismatic, whatever, because you have more testosterone in your body. You have all these things that are like more apparent because of that testosterone. Because apparently semen, the way it works is after a certain number of time it does in your system, your body starts reabsorbing it to like to nourish other parts of your body. Because like spermatogenesis happens every single day. You have sperm and semen is created every single day inside of your testes, right? And every single day it just gets bigger and bigger, boom, boom, boom. And then after a certain amount of time, it just like, it starts getting reabsorbed. It goes into your bloodstream, bro. This is some real stuff, bro. Anyway.
No, I'm with you. So, okay, so what? So if you don't use it, what are you saying? You say if you don't use it, then it starts to absorb into your bloodstream. You mean the testosterone and minerals?
Okay, yeah. So I was talking about how, like, you know, semen is reabsorbed into your body and like it gives you other faculties,
minerals,
like
testosterone, etc.
Yeah, I was talking about all the minerals and stuff, like it goes back into your bloodstream, etc. So these are the benefits I just found, right? So I don't know how to read this word, purported physical benefits, yeah. Increased stamina in the gym and the bedroom, muscle growth, improved sperm quality, thicker hair, potential for multiple orgasms. Okay, that's okay, random. Purported mental benefits, reduced stress and anxiety, increased motivation, higher confidence, better focus and concentration, more self-control. Spiritual benefits, greater overall happiness, more meaningful relationships, and stronger life force.
There you go. So if you don't whack your jack, you'll get more Jills.
Damn, that's one of the UK expressions right there.
Yeah, I can see it now. I can see it. Basically, it comes down to more testosterone. Yeah, I mean, look, for me, like, I've got absolutely no problem in like the whole no FAP movement. Yeah, fine, I can see your benefits and stuff like that. I understand what you're talking about, but like, I think if you got an itch, you got a scratch, and it's distracting you, then go sort yourself out, and then go back and do something useful, whatever it is. You know.
No, that's cool. Yeah, exactly. No, that's cool. 100%. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about kids.
If you're nipping out in the middle of lunchtime to go and sort yourself out, then you might want to have a chat to a doctor. But like,
I just think it's so funny that you guys say like sort yourself out for all types of things, and it just comes out hilarious.
It's English expressions, mate. English expressions. But the thing is, like, sorting myself out, bro.
What you doing? I'm sorting myself out, bro.
I sort myself out, bro. Sort myself out. But the thing is like, if you look in terms of like. Yeah, no, like the thing for me, I don't go. You go knock one out. But the thing is what bothers me is the porn and the porn industry. That's what bothers me. I think
100%.
Like people's relationships get affected so much more because of porn now, and like
it rewires your brain, that stuff.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I was talking to you about watching psychological interrogations. For it was police interrogations for like murderers and stuff like that, like crime, psychological crime. And I said to you, like, I once watched them for like 4 or 5 days solid, and then by like day 4, day 5, I was like, okay, I need to stop watching this for a bit. It's like if you start obsessing over anything too much, then it's going to start having like negative effects. And porn is a terrible one because it's so fucking accessible. It's so accessible to the wrong age groups as well.
Exactly. That's what I was saying at the very beginning.
It's the preteens, man. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not helping like anyone really, but like the preteens are getting a massive problem with like misunderstanding of what like consensual sex actually looks like, and what people, you know, like what a woman or a partner actually wants in the bedroom. You know, and you really need to understand that like a lot of the porn industry are made up of people who are not in a good way in their own minds. So it's like if and majority of the time it's like a woman being humiliated. It's like if a woman is willing to do that, she's not doing that because she's thinking this would be a good crack for a Sunday afternoon. She's incentivized by something, some sort of desperation in her life, financial, drugs, whatever it is. There's some sort of damage there. And someone is taking advantage of that vulnerability. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people in the industry that I'm sure are just doing it to get the bag, get in, get out, and do their thing. And they're completely together and all the rest of it. But you just have to watch, you know, those documentaries after the porn ends. there's a few people there who look pretty lost in the world, and suddenly their perspective is a bit more honest than when they're actually in the industry. And I just think that it's damaging for the preteens because of the misconception, and it's damaging for relationships because if you're always looking for something new, then you're always making your partner fail. If you're always out there looking for something harder and more graphic and more stimulating because it's so accessible that you're becoming desensitized to it, then you're going to look at your
100%, man. You're hitting all the points I wanted to make before. Like I can't even think of these, but yeah, you're making so many relevant points right now.
And you're looking at your partner, and your partner's failing. Your partner's not failing you, you're failing your partner because you're continuously moving the goalposts and being like, this is what I like today. Have a discussion. Well, she doesn't do that. Well, you shouldn't do that because of the fact that you're Googling that because you're looking for something new. Oh, okay, now she's doing it. Google something else. She's not doing that. You're like, dude, you're fucking yourself up. You're shitting on your own doorstep. There's another English expression. And this is the whole thing, is you just live in a failing fantasy. It's not healthy, man. There's people that have come out and talked about it, like Terry Crews and people like that. Oh, I thought fair play, because excuse the pun, but it takes balls to come out and have a talk about something that can be seen as quite embarrassing, and he shouldn't be embarrassed by it. But I honestly think that a lot more should be done in looking at the impacts that it has on society. If you're using it as a tool to do it, like just to sort yourself out and be done with it, and fair play. But really, there's an awful lot of people getting into a cycle, and anything that's bad for you and is so easily accessible is going to have an addictive way. Anything that gives 100% serotonin and gratification and an instant fall in that feeling is going to cause you to want to go back and instantly gratify it. It's the same with any addiction, whether it's drugs or drugs and cigarettes or alcohol, all of it, that person is looking to fill that instant serotonin hit, which then falls away. So then what can you do?
Yeah.
Instant serotonin
well,
hit.
Dopamine,
now you need more. Now you need it harder.
Yeah, I think it's like endorphins, dopamine, and a bit of serotonin as well. I'm not sure about serotonin though.
Meant dopamine,
yeah.
Sorry, but I think the point is there and the point is made. The other thing is, I was watching this stuff with Ted Bundy, and he said something in an interview.
Bro, this is so insane because I just pulled it out because I wanted to tell you the same thing.
You saw the.
I got the quote. I got the quote right here.
Go on.
Yeah. So he said, because we were talking about this right before we started the podcast. So he said the most damaging kind of pornography, and I'm talking from hard, real, personal experience, is that it involves violence and sexual violence. The wedding of these two forces, as I know only too well, brings about behavior that is too terrible to describe. And he says, before we go any further, it is important to me that people believe what I'm saying. I'm not blaming pornography. I'm not saying it caused me to go out and do certain things. I take full responsibility for all the things I've done. That's not the question here. The issue is how this kind of this literature contributed and helped mold and shape the kinds of violent behavior. In the beginning, it fuels this kind of thought process. Then at a certain time, it is instrumental in crystallizing it, making it into something that is almost a separate entity inside. Once you become addicted to it, and I look at this as a kind of addiction, you look for more potent, more explicit, more graphic kinds of material. Like an addiction, you keep craving something which is harder and harder to find and gives you greater sense of excitement, until you reach the point where the pornography only goes so far, that jumping off point where you begin to think maybe actually doing it will give you that, which is just beyond reading and looking at it. This is so deep, and I remember, I think I heard this in the Ted Bundy tapes as well, and it's bro, this is deep, man.
Yeah, but what's important is he said that in 1970 something, the mid 70s.
Exactly. They didn't even have access to this type of stuff. Imagine people now. You know what I mean? Exactly.
On this mainstream, and it's just
you got many Ted Bundys walking these streets.
Yeah, dude, and they're getting fed. These lions are getting fed constantly until they get an opportunity, and they're more likely to get caught, but they're still getting fed, and that's the problem. I really am, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. The industry it preys on the vulnerable and the weak, and it gets people to make decisions which they just weren't ready to make. Man, Mia Khalifa came out with a load of stuff. She's obviously done very well in life from it. She's got, I don't know how many millions of followers from it. But she was saying a lot about that she was put in a position and she was in a vulnerable time, and they see it and they're like, bam. that's it. We've got our prey. We'll use this one until it's used up, and then we'll go on to the next. Now, she's actually done a really good job in fighting back, and I'm not sure if she's actually managed to get her videos taken down and stuff. But you think, fucking fair play, because it's hard to fight a corporation. You know, these are billion, trillion pound companies, and how do you fight them? It's so impossible to fight something this big. But you know, she's kind of started her own movement, and I think fair play to her.
Yeah, but I still stand. Yeah, it's fair play, but I still stand by the fact that I think she started it herself, so she needs to like deal with the consequences, though.